Let's learn everything you need to know about Facebook ads CBO for 19 and 20 and beyond. Let's go. Hey there and welcome to the channel. My name is Ricky Hayes. It's a pleasure to have you here. To make sure you get weekly value, just make sure you subscribe and hit that like button, as well as comment hashtag crush it down below to go on the chance to win a 30-minute call with myself announcing the next video. Today's winner, you'll be announced at the end of the video. Stick around to the end. You're going to get a lot of value. Let's get straight into it. So, starting point with your CBO, okay? So, CBO does better long term. I personally have just found that CBO does better long term. It's important that you understand that, I'm sorry it's in the wrong order, that it takes 3 to 7 days to optimize. Okay, I'm finding CBO is not as amazing as people say. However, it is very amazing. It just takes longer to optimize. My recommendation is always 1 day click. I know there's very little difference between 7 day and 1 day. It's all circumstantial, so I've just decided to go 1 day click. Go all placements but desktop, including Instagram Explore. Okay, Instagram Explore is an untapped placement right now, and most people aren't even using it because it's not ticked by default, so make sure you tick it. To the big 5 countries, again, I don't really see much need to go outside the big 5. There's plenty of opportunity there. If at worst case, go to the European region, being Italy, Germany, and France. Those have high GDP. Okay, if you're wanting to market there. If you are marketing to those, make sure that your language changes. You can use an app known as Langify, Langify. Okay, and also Shopify themselves having native language conversion on their actual themes and that soon. And I believe that's only for free themes though. Make sure you're marketing 25 plus. I always say that. I'll be honest. I even find 25 to 34 doesn't do that well. Obviously, it still does, but they're starting to become pretty strapped for cash as well. And so make sure you definitely keep that in mind. That's a real important one. I find that it really is starting to become 35 and up because that's where they have stability in their lives. Mainly market to women. Obviously, that's circumstantial, but mainly in e-commerce, most of the products that we sell are to women. Again, 3 to 7 days to optimize. It does reduce your CPA. So after about probably 4 to 5 days, you will, if you've optimized it properly, you will see a reduction in your CPA by about 20 to 30% over time. And it nearly sort of flat lines at that. So it's not a perfect system, but it does reduce it. I want to explain, I know a lot of people still use single budget on like $5 and stuff, and that can work, but everyone ends up in CBO. So you're going to have to start to get used to it. And as we know, in February, CBO is becoming the standard. Okay, so it's better to phase it in now slowly than have to do a hard transition like anything in life. CBO makes scaling pretty easy, honestly. There's not much to scaling. There is a number of high advanced techniques, but not a huge amount, especially with rules. I just use automated rules, Facebook automated rules. I have videos on this, and you can go and watch them. The rules allow you to basically mandate the ad set and ad level. You can't really mandate the campaign level yet. Facebook haven't brought that in. If you wanted to, you would have to use third-party software, which they charge like a 2 to 4% revenue of your revenue on top of a monthly subscription. So it can be pretty costly. If you're like an agency though, that's well worth it. Because I know a number of people that do it with agencies, and it's very, very helpful because the third-party software does have a lot more functionality. I can't deny that. It'd be a lot more granular. But for most of us, the Facebook ad rules are perfectly fine. Trust me, that as long as you use them properly, they're fine. If you want more info, I do have my calculator down below as well. Don't use minimum and maximum budgets. I actually tried this to start off with, and I find that it doesn't work, and it's not what we want. Facebook want us to run a CBO with ad sets in it, and just we focus on the ads. That's pretty much what Facebook want. And that's where it's leaning towards. That's where we're going to go. Don't use minimum and maximum budgets. Doesn't work. Keep ad sets to a maximum of 10 per CBO. Okay, so what I mean by that is CBO can have up to 70 actual ad sets in it, if you weren't aware. And that includes both active and paused ad sets at any given time in total. Okay, so but the more that you ad sets that you have in a CBO, obviously it's going to stretch your budget out. So as a general rule of thumb, make sure if you do exceed 10, or even if you use less, that it should be at least the equivalent of $5 per ad set in that CBO. So if you got 5 ad sets, it's $25. If you got 50 ad sets, it's $250. Okay, but I don't recommend that. All right, 10 ad sets per CBO. You really want to keep it quite narrow. I know some people that don't exceed past 5. I go up to 10. I find it's fine, and you trim the fat. Start at $50 a day. As I said, minimum of 25. And please keep in mind, this is a key point I've found recently, that you need to spend a lot more. So that sort of comes to my point of 3 to 7 days. The day and age of being able to do it for 2 days and really just get a really good kickstart is mostly over. You need to give it a lot more. You nearly have to lose money to make money now. It's like Google. You have to spend the money to get the data, interpret the data, and then you can scale. I know that it still works for some trending products and that, of course, there's always exceptions. But as a general rule of thumb, that's what I've personally experienced. So make sure that you spend heavy. Don't think that, like, if you're not getting a lot of money or if you're losing money, that it's all for nothing. Remember, interpret the data. That's your friend. Okay. If you're marketing to the big 5 countries, it makes sense to optimize based on the country. Okay. Take out a country, United States, it's underperforming, and you can, that's 40% of your ad spend. In theory, I've just saved you 40% more money. You can make 40% more money. Not 100% accurate, but you get the logic. Make sure you follow the data. Scaling with CBO, and I say profitably because it isn't easy to scale nowadays, especially profitably. If you're conservative on your budget, 20% daily, so if you're spending $50, increase it to $60, so on, so forth. In a 24-hour time frame after the optimization period of generally 2 days minimum, 3 days optimally. Okay, let it stabilize because it does actually go through a learning phase. And even at the 3-day mark, generally it hasn't, from Facebook algorithms, stabilized. Again, like an ad set technically says it needs 50 conversions in a week for it to stabilize. All right. So, we got to give Facebook more money, especially because of how competitive it is. And we have to understand that that's just the platform now. If you want to scale a product before it becomes heavily saturated, so 20% you can still scale it, but if you're wanting to scale a product before the sharks come in, you really want to double the budget every 24 hours. And I'm not even joking. I know, again, some people that ride the waves throughout the day, that if it's doing really well during the day, double the budget. If it's doing well after that, double the budget again, double it. And then they halve the budget at night and pretty much restart the entire budget and just keep doing that time and time again. And that's also a very effective strategy because what you want to do is ride the wave of something doing really well, reset it, ride the wave. And that, trust me, that's what large agencies do. And that's what I'm starting to employ more of as well, is that they use that type of approach to really amplify the return on ad spend. And that comes with rules. So what I just said there is rules. Make sure you have rules in place. If you're scaling, you want to have rules, okay? So it's to pause ad sets and ads, and obviously you can then increase your CBO if it meets specific metrics. But one day an ad set could do really well, the next day it can do really poorly. I'm sure we've all had a very similar circumstance to that. I've had it 1,000 times where one day it gets 10 sales, the next day it's like you're in the middle of the desert, okay? No one's there. And so that's why we have rules that say, all right, today it's done really well, perfect. All right, let's try and scale it. Tomorrow it's done crap. We have a rule that, that meets the threshold, pause it. Not to say we're going to pause it forever. We can turn it back on. That's the cool thing with rules. So please start to familiarize yourself more with rules. They're going to become bigger and bigger. Every 42 to 72 hours, optimize your campaign. This is mandatory. So again, as I said, targeting multiple countries, narrow down by country. So the general rule is country, gender, age. Now, if you're targeting straight women, obviously you can skip gender, but obviously then we look at age. And you're going to find usually some areas of improvement. And what I mean by that is that, like, if you have 5 sales in 45 to 54 and one sale at 25 to 34 and it's wasted 40% of your budget, cut it out. No point. There's no point. Right? You've got something that's doing well there. Always duplicate. So whenever you optimize, duplicate that ad set or ad sets, doesn't matter, into another CBO and use the $5 per ad set rule minimum. Okay, and preferably you want at least 5 in there and set it at $50. All right. So continuing on, once you are making about $500 a day, focus on the ad itself. At that point, your revenue, not spending, revenue, that you want to, your focus is going to be mainly on the creative. You're going to do some basic optimization, but mainly using CBO on that. You're just focusing on the ad itself to reduce ad fatigue. All right. Now, in addition to that, you want to focus a lot on, and what I mean by that is not just making a new ad for newsfeed, but also optimized ads for placements. So stories, Facebook stories, Instagram stories, Messenger stories, they're all the same dimension. 1080 by 1920, vertical rectangle, 191:1 ratio, is it? Or 16, I keep forgetting. Sorry. Anyway, and you can see a dramatic reduction in cost per purchase. Okay, I've had a number of my students and myself where the audience network, for instance, is incredibly undervalued. I still see a lot of people mainly focusing on the feeds, but I focus a lot on outside the feeds. Facebook's at a point now where it's mainly just about Facebook's going to bring in a new placement, and that placement is a way for marketers to then start utilizing it to get cheaper conversions for their goals. All right, and that's just the reality of it, because everyone's pretty much optimizing for purchase in our community. 7-day, 1-day click makes very little difference. We're all marketing similar products. We're all using broad interests. We're all marketing in the same type of countries. So what's different? What can we do different? Placements. There you go. So you need to create brand new creatives to reduce ad fatigue, as I said. So just do that as well as placements. All right, it can really help you overall. To help as well, that you can put in your ad copy, improve shipping, whether it's like Udroppy, whether it's ShipBob, for instance, in the United States, another warehouse in that country, it doesn't matter. Phone numbers work really well. They're looking at $5-10 a month. 24/7 support. Again, at the end of this slide, I've got a team that can help you with that if you're at that point, and put that in the copy itself, and it really does sort of help legitimize your business is what we're trying to achieve there, and focus on LTV, lifetime value. Make clickbait thumbnails to increase playthroughs. So I found this works quite well. Go watch my video on that. I have one in this channel on how to make good quality thumbnails. Basically, then the more people that click through your thumbnail, that watch your video, you're just going to get more clicks. Okay, just simple as that. And it doesn't take much. You can just use canva.com. Add pattern interrupts for the first 5 seconds. If you're testing the same video and you want to test it differently, add a pattern interrupt to the start of the video, the first 5 seconds, and see if that does better compared to your existing one. So what I mean is something completely different. If you're like got skin moisturizer product, maybe show someone that's like, oh my god, I got acne, or something that's just like, random, that's like shock value. All right, and then people will watch more. Pretty basic. Put the new ads into existing ad sets and let Facebook optimize. So what I mean by that is, so you got your ad sets in that CBO, it's already doing well. Just duplicate the ad itself and make the new ad in that, all right? Because the ad set itself is doing well, it's optimizing. We're just making a new ad for it to try and start spending some money there. That does work well. That reduces CPP, and also to help reduce CPP, a couple of quick tips on your ad posts. Post reviews from your customers. I see that a lot now. It's been something I've been doing for a while, and people are doing that, which is good. So post, just the exact quote and an image. You'll see that it works because they get a lot of likes and loves, and that helps reduce CPM. And make sure to hide negative feedback, reduce the CPM. Just 2 simple things you can do once a day. In fact, with the negative feedback, you can automatically hide them in your Facebook page under moderated comments. You can actually hide them if you're getting consistent ones, so that just retains a good CPM for whatever that CPM may be. Scaling even higher in Facebook ads. So retargeting obviously is mandatory. It's not just all about cold traffic. Once you're at least spending $50 a day, preferably, sometimes $100 on a specific product, retarget regardless. Even if it fails, you need to start getting in the mindset of retargeting, because once you scale, retargeting becomes an invaluable asset to dramatically improve ROAS. Just make a 30-day VC minus 30-day purchase custom audience. Start with that. That's perfectly fine. And as you scale, you'll do more. But anyway, provide a small offer of just a 10% off. You can either say, hey, did you forget something? Get 10% off here, or hey there, we see that you've seen our product, but you didn't complete your order. Come back, complete your order, get 10% off using code monkey10. I don't know why I said that, but anyway, basically, to determine your budget, again, using a threshold, 20%. So if you're spending $100 on a product, cold traffic, and it's doing well, $20 additionally in retargeting. It may not work. Don't go any lower than 10%, okay? 10% is the minimum, 20% is optimal, all right? And again, it might not work that well. I've had many times it doesn't work well for me, but you want to keep trying it, because retargeting, once it starts working, is where you can nearly take a loss on the front end, and your retargeting can make all that money plus a lot more, right? So please start keeping that in your mindset. And as you scale, try and retain a 20%, all right? Just do a daily calculation, take you 2 minutes, and that's what your budget is. That's both for custom audience and DPA. Not 20% each, but 20% combined. As you start to do sequential remarketing, my students know that already, on VC, ATC, IC, and video view, 95%. If you want to do a mega video view, you can actually combine 95, 75, 50. Otherwise, I don't really do them that much separately anymore. I used to, but I don't really much anymore. So unless it's doing really well, sorry, and then I'll be like, well, what one might be doing best, and I can tailor it to that audience. So create new creatives to test different angles. So again, and incentivize people to return. So basically, what I mean by that is it leads on to my point over here. Great creatives are testimonial creatives. We all know that, anyone that says that gives a raving review on someone obviously increases trust. So that's a pretty obvious one. An image, it can be an image. It doesn't matter. It can be an image slideshow. You want to show authenticity. Okay, if you're marketing to a US audience, you don't want to show them, no offense to anyone else out there, someone, that is not generally like an Anglo-Saxon, for instance, because that's not their primary demographic, right? So, you want to keep that in mind. Again, the more authentic, the better. That's why you collect reviews. I have plenty of videos on that. You can go and watch them. It's not hard. Make it to all placements, so you can include desktop here, because desktop for retargeting works well. We're targeting a specific number of people that have taken a specific action in relation to our cold traffic. So desktop can actually do quite well. So make sure you include desktop and Instagram Explore. Make sure you leave it wide open, 18 plus, both genders. Who really cares? Because the custom audience determines who the audience is. Not until you get a good amount of data do you want to optimize a retargeting, because again, it's a warm audience. You want to try and target them all. And as your scaling grows, you're going to get shares and people commenting and stuff like that, tagging friends. So you're going to get traffic outside of your cold traffic marketing of people that just interacted with it. So that's going to be men, that's going to be people outside your demographics, and that's where you look at Google Analytics for that information. If you want to know more about Google Analytics, just ask down below. From the last video, a few people have asked that already, but start using Google Analytics as well. It's very powerful. You can obviously use Facebook Analytics, but again, Facebook Analytics is mainly going to only track the ones that it attributes as a sale. Google Analytics is going to track everything on your website. Okay, so that's the core benefit. Lookalike scaling is pretty easy. It's really just another audience. Only make LLAs when you have 1,000 video view, 95%, 300 VC, 300 ATC, and 200 purchase for that country. Now, I just said those two because that's a starting point. The reason is that you could have 1,000 video view on a campaign to 5 countries, but it could be that it might be 80 to America, 60 to Australia. You get the point. And that does sound like a number of people, but it's not enough. Facebook generally needs about 300 of especially the main event types to actually get an idea of who your audience is. Obviously, the more the better. So 1,000 for video view because it's a lower quality audience, and hence why we use 95%. It's the exact same starting point. $50 a day, 10 ad sets. You just do 10 ad sets, every one of them singled out with a one all the way through to 10% LLA, and split test them. Okay, see which one does well, which does. You'll be really surprised. Trust me, you'll be really surprised. I've had it at times where 1% does really well. I've had it at times where 10%. I've had it at times 6%, so on and so forth. There's no There's no way you can know that because it's all circumstantial to everyone and unique to everyone. So test video view 95%, VC, ATC, initiate checkout, purchase, page engagement, website views, and emails. Those are going to give you a ton of LLAs. All right. So just kill the bad LLAs and scale the campaign. It's very easy. Again, 20% or double the budget. 20% or double the budget, depending on your individual circumstances. And also, once you have tested that, this is a rare exception where I will make an additional ad set in the CBO, and I'll do a mega LLA of 1 to 5%, 6 to 10%, and even 10 to 20%. And we're talking these audiences can be upwards of 30, 40, 50 million people. Okay, so that's it. That's all you need to do. Now, the CBO scaling continued. For the best LLAs, put them into manual bidding. Okay, I'm not going to explain that today. That's pretty advanced. The best LLAs, make new ads and focus on untapped placements. Again, it's just all about placements now, I find. With good ads and good placements, then that allows you to scale. As you scale further, try other LLAs, the other LLA for video view, ad payment info, lifetime value, IG page, and Facebook page likes. Okay, and that's pretty much it as well. Now, I do apologize. I want to go back. I just realized while I was thinking about it, I didn't say here anywhere about the interests. So again, you should know at this point about interests that, I just choose broad interests and I choose, magazines, TV shows, famous celebrities, known brands, blogs, like some famous page, let's say like tasty.com, all of those. And you've got tons of ideas, okay? I should also add, when you scale and you have 1,000 purchases, do no interest targeting. So just don't do any interests. Your audience is going to be huge, but Facebook will know who to target. And I apologize for those who are sitting there like, why didn't you tell me that, Ricky? I don't know why I got into a frame of mind where I wasn't thinking about that. So moving on. The last thing is things to be aware of is CBO isn't perfect, okay? Use rules. It's not perfect and it never will be. I have videos on this, go and watch them. CPMs are increasing, especially during Q4. We all know this. This is a reality. Ignore this crap. I've never cared. If you got, I've seen this 100 times. Everyone asks me. I've got high CPM, but really good CPC and CTR. I had a student just recently I was speaking to. CPM's like $40, $50, I think it was. And the CPC was around 50 cents, and the CTR to US traffic was above 7%. Okay? And that's unique CTR. So who cares? CPM is not indicative of a successful campaign. I have had campaigns where my CPM is below $10 and I still can't get it profitable. For those in my course, watching my actual case study of a product reveal, store reveal, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I've had it where I've had low CPM and it's done crap. I've had ones where it's had high CPM and it's done well. It's not the be and end all. It's an indicator, but it's not something that I worry about as my go-to point. At the end of the day, we want the most amount of clicks for the amount we spend. And CPM, if you're getting good stats, CPM becomes irrelevant, right? So don't be too concerned by that, even during Q4. Make sure your rules are dynamically set up for that product only. So again, my calculator, for instance, you can make your rules dynamically based on your own metrics. Everyone's different, so there's no way I can say the same for everyone. Do not apply rules for retargeting. You don't want to do it because retargeting is a specific audience of the people that you've marketed to, okay? It'll be fine. If your CBO is underperforming, reduce the budget by 50% and leave it for 2 days and then scale again. As I said, CBO is not great. You do want to put the reins on it, let it slide, and then try again. Okay, there are just periods where, who knows, it could have been Facebook not attributing the sales, it could have just been something happening in that country. There's so many unforeseen events and circumstances that we have no idea of. It's not to say that's not a winning product, it's just to say that maybe it's not done well for you. And I understand that's not easy to grasp, but that's the reality of the situation. Okay, so I wanted to at least explain that to you so that you have a good understanding. And that's how you do CBO, that's how you do Facebook ads. There's still a lot more to it, of course, than just what I'm saying, but you get the idea that that's what you can do. Okay, so that's pretty much all that you need to know to be able to do it for 19 and 20, and it's only going to get actually easier as CBO starts to actually become a more autonomous and system that Facebook's going to continue to improve, which I find absolutely ridiculous how they're even able to do that. And that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you did find that valuable. If you did, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you smash that like button and comment down below #crush it to go on the chance to win a call announced in the next video for 30 minutes. Now, congratulations to Crim B for being the winner of today's video from last video as well. He commented #crush it. Yes, I have updated it to #crush it. It helps with the algorithm, so sue me. On top of this as well, I have a free webinar, okay? My webinar, I'm actually updating it, and it's going to be 100% live with a brand new webinar with new format. It's going to be a lot of fun. Be sure to attend. You can sign up there. It's 100% free, okay? The whole point of it is to give you as much value as possible, okay? I really want to help you guys to achieve your goals. That's very important to me. For those who didn't already know, I got my free Facebook ads course there. I wanted to talk about that, but I also now added a free Google Ads course as well. They're both free. Just go to those links. You can download, enroll, and then you can join and watch it. There's plenty of free resources in there to help you, as well as plenty of other little bonuses you're going to absolutely love as well. And again, you've got my other links and my other playlists to help you there as well. Premium product research tools. They are really good product research tools that'll really help you. Don't forget to join my Facebook group as well. Now, I don't know why, but I didn't include in here my Instagram page. Follow me on Instagram, ricky@rickyhayes.co. Get up close and personal with me. Now, my notice board, I am in the works with adding a couple of people, just sort of getting finalized. The contact center, I have updated that. I've got a copyright blogger on the way, as well as someone that can help with product research on the way as well. So be sure to stay tuned for that. That's just to try and help you guys. So plenty of value there. It's just in the slides. You can make a copy, download it as you see fit. This is all to help with your training, okay, guys? Now, if you are interested, I don't know if I have it there because I can't see very well. There it is. I can join. I do have a position open for my one-on-one mentoring program. I am opening that up a bit more. So if you are interested, there's a link there. We jump on a discovery call. It'll be a lot of fun. Now, in addition to this as well, I've got some other changes that are coming in relation to my main course. My students are sort of already aware of this, that I'm going to be pushing, making a number of changes. It's coming in the right direction. For those in my course, you already know that I'm working very hard on my YouTube ads module a lot more now, as well as adding some new Facebook video so Facebook module videos on things known as storyboarding, which you probably heard from the last video, and teaching a lot of strategies around that. I feel that that's really, really important stuff that's going to help you scale. So once again, I hope you did find today's video very valuable. Be sure to subscribe and like my video. It would mean a lot to me if you do like these types of videos. I really want to try and give you high quality education. I like to do that. It's actually quite a lot of fun for me. So I hope you have a lovely day. I hope you take care, and goodbye.